And we're live. Coming to you from New York City. Oh, I gotta mute my own speakers. There you go. So this is the link. This will take you to the live stream on YouTube. So just one person at least tell me that the audio is okay over there. I can hear it, so it should be okay. There's a slight delay, so don't get freaked out. It's okay? Awesome. Feel free to say hello or something. Yay. Can't wait. Let's hit it. Oof, I can't see that far. It is working. All right. Woo. I'll go tweet it out in a few minutes. I'll give us time to be in there. If anyone sees a question in there, Doc's going to be helping in there with if he sees questions that need to be answered. Made it. Thanks. I see y'all. Salut, Mark. Anil, everybody's in there. Awesome. Hello. It's freaky because it's delayed a little bit. I know it's annoying. It's just 1 hour, 2 hours a week. So 1 hour, a couple of days, Monday, Wednesday for now. Okay, so we have the advanced decline line, not giving up. So be careful. What is this? I keep going back to it. This was 9 cents to buy a $179 call earlier. I wonder if this is going to play out. 9 cents. What is it now? It is 15 cents. Somebody could have doubled their money in a bit. So, oh, let me go tweet. There. All right. So today we have a few things going on. Outperformance from the small caps, at least pre-open. It might still be going on. Let me double check before I speak. Yes, that's good. That's what we want. We want some strength only in the small caps, especially when we have weakness in the Nasdaq. And there isn't much, but I want it to roll out of one into the other. That's the game plan video that I shared with you yesterday. So that's the game plan. Take some weakness, take some steam out of the hot stocks, put it where it belongs into the ones that have been lagging. The IWM 180 must fail today, this week, must fail for the bulls, like break out from it. I just closed my longs on Tesla. That's what you want to buy them? Go ahead. So you saw me I sold puts in Tesla. They were at 50% of maximum gains today. Whoop, out. They were red at one point. They were down maybe down 50%, and now up 50% of maximum gains. So I was out. I would re-engage after the fact. Hopefully it dips. What? Who's doing this? Who is doing this? No one gave you permission. Already? That's funny. All right, let me look at the SPY. The expectations. It looks like they want to fight it out over 413. Yeah, I did not do that. Thank you, Jacob. Yeah, I'll fix that later. I'm not going to mess with it now. That's because I have different size screens and I have to fix my OBS. Okay. I shared an iron condor on the SPX earlier, if you were there. Don't know where it is right now. Went away. 1 minute. I think it's 4165. Oh, look at that. It played out. How cool. If you were here earlier, we said that there were these two arrows that could play out, and they did. Anyone take them? Jacob did. Nice work. Stay short if they lose this guy. If they, whoa. So there should be buyers into 41.34 and change. There should be buyers into 31.33 and change. We could bleed, and if we do, this is what they're looking to do. I don't know if they can, but it's available. Okay, so how do I trade this? When do we come up in this area? Let's say they pop. You short it with a tight stop to see if you can do this. Why? Because then you stop out if above, say, 41.45. Or you chase the breakdown, how? When they break below, but not when they break below, after they break below on the pop, to see if they do this. Okay, so check this out. When we mentioned these two arrows about, I don't know, 20 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago, couple of people did this. One person took the short and they made money, and the other person got long, that got out of their longs, and they did not lose money. So that is a teamwork, and people interpreting the data properly. Good job. I appreciate it. All right, let's see if you guys have any questions. What's up, Doc? Nah. What's up, Doc? That's pretty funny. Okay. What's okay today? Okay to stall. Okay to dip. Not okay for the IWM also dip. I want rotation. Who are you talking to, viejo? You calling me viejo? Whoa, bam bam. This is like perfect price action so far this morning. They're respecting resistance levels and things we were watching before. That's that orange line that we had from last week. They played out some bearishness and they're bouncing off of support, and let's see if they break out of that resistance. So on a breach of this, they may get to 54 on a breach. Otherwise, the bear is still available, but not as potent as before. Let me go to a 15-second chart. So for the YouTube people who are not part of the gang, by the way, this is a special sneak peek into what we do every day. We have 275 people and filing in that are in here live. Okay, so this is playing out target 1 and target 2. So these two arrows repeated are available if somebody is that fast. I am not that fast, but they are available. Actually a little bit higher. So probably too cute for my taste, but they could start something well. You're welcome, Kevin. When you say new to the group, like in you just popped in from the outside world, or you're new to the Benzinga group and the live room group and the simple stock groups? Are you a member is what I'm asking, or you just popped in? Last Wednesday, awesome, high five. Yeah, this is fun stuff. We're going live for the world to see. You tell people and they don't appreciate it. So we figured we'd show people what kind of work we do here. We are not Wall Street, but we sure kick ass. No bell needed for that one. What is the YouTube link, Luis? 1 second. Taking names. I love that statement. Ryan, I'm looking to get long for the week on a dip. Yes, yes, I am too. So hopefully, Ryan, we have rotation out of whatever is going on now, maybe to hide from the earnings and into IWM. Hopefully, the IWM continues to outperform today. There you go. Arrow number one. You can't make this stuff up. I will be posting that a little bit later. Man, I'm loving this. So that's target one met. The target two is not that important. Higher lows. So now the breach of the high of the day could get you to 52. So at some point, if they decide to take this out, they will do it in a couple of steps like this. The Nobel Prize. From Mexico. Woohoo. Where in Mexico, Raul? Yes, I did, Akram. 4165, 4115. Let me double check if it's still available. It's going to be 4160, 4110, probably. The one from Friday is working perfectly. What is Chihuahua? Okay, so you see this line down here, whatever it is, it could trigger the momentum sellers. So I drew my arrow differently, but momentum sellers will chase this breach of sorts. Okay, I'm not that guy. I would rather see level break. So either I short the level, which I said I would, and look at that. So now we have two arrows that played out. Two arrows that played out. Tell me somebody did that. And the important part is this can play out, which is my original arrow. So people will be freaking out. Little tiny gap down here. We're looking at the SPX 15-second chart. High five, Raul. Can't wait. That should be fun. Yes, definitely. Microsoft gave back the spike, which is pretty silly, you know. Oh, Tesla broke out, by the way. It should have another dollar or two in it. Should. But listen, it's going into earnings, so it's kind of an iffy situation. I had a long in Tesla. In case you didn't hear me, I went, closed my long. It's a long that I shared with you, where I sold puts at 125 for May 19th. I collected $1, closed them for 50 cents. I left half the money on the table. I'm not worried. SPX Iron Condor Regu. I shared one earlier. It's working. I think if you start one now, it's going to be slightly different. 4110 from memory would be probably closer to 50 cents. That would be the credit put spread. The credit call spread will have to be about 4160. That's $5 lower than the one I issued at the open. Be careful. Listen, if you guys did not see the weekly game plan video, you should. There's some weird funky schmutz going on. Okay, we may either be headed to an incredible breakout, or the market makers are setting us up for a wallop. There is no way they're so comfortable to let the VIX drop the way it has. One of those yeah, I wouldn't mind a breakout just to shut people up. You know, they tell me we have a depression coming with recession, and people are talking recession, but people are not acting recession. Amazon, the stock. I'm concerned about Amazon. Amazon will be my gauge. You know me. ChatGPT told us last week, Sunday. Who was it that gave me the answer from ChatGPT? I think we were doing the live session, and I asked, can someone go look? Attila went and got us the fact that Amazon has never had a year-over-year shrinkage in sales since it went public. Never. We were single digits 2 quarters in a row. Imagine if this is the quarter that goes red. What? Imagine that. Okay, so Vic, I would tell you to catch the falling knife and all of that, but first of all, that dip just brings it back to like 3 days ago. Second of all, that it's going to react to Netflix's earnings as well, so I'm not in love with it, but I can look into it for you. TTM squeeze, Jacob, on multiple time frames. So we have a TTM squeeze. Is that bearish or bullish? So red TTM, is that bearish? I don't know how to read this. You can post it in real life, like not in private. Affirm, give us preview. No. They're a transactor. When does Affirm report? Because Fix calls for protection. You recommend 60 to 80 days out. 60 days out. Who is this handsome fella? Oh. I don't know who Vic Damone is, but that's a handsome fella. Oh, Affirm has not been doing well. The company or the stock? I know what you're doing. I don't know. When you say not doing well, the stock or the company? The stock. Yeah, no, they're not tied. Yes, smash that like button, as they say. Smash that sucker. Smash it. and subscribe to the channel and put the bell on. How am I doing? Okay. You're bored? I'll give you something to do. Look, we're getting these to play out. These are later. These are for later, for whenever they do. They're getting these to play out. So if you're short, you can stay short to see if you get the gift. Only if you've trimmed already. Shay from Humbled Traders. I don't know who that is, but glad I'm in a company of obscure famous people. Okay, who's saying that, Bill? You keep repeating it. Okay, then act like, short Amazon. I don't know. What do you want me to do with that information, Bill? They're both great companies. The financials are not even in the same, dominion. Okay? One farts Affirm. Amazon farts and Affirm every minute, maybe. I don't know. So they're not the same companies. Amazon owns the freaking internet, first of all, which Affirm has nothing from. And Amazon is a, what do you call that? A consignment store and a superstore and a brick and mortar retailer and a transportation guru and a movie producer. They're not even in the same world. I did say, I said brick and mortar store. So I appreciate the reach, but I don't think one is tied to the other. I don't think I can trade that duality. Okay. Oh my God. Shipping volumes. Okay, so I don't know how to trade it. Yeah, you tell me how to trade it and I'll give you my opinion. Brick and mortar. Rick and Morty. Is that how it sounded like? That's what I said. It owns the internet. And it owns a car company. What else? 37 likes. Really? That's all you can muster up? Okay, another thing. UNG is up 7%. I closed my UNG longs. I shared the UNG long with you guys, and I closed it this morning. It was like pennies, and I need to go tell some other people to go close it also, the UNG. Okay, so while this is happening. So why? Check this out. This was a zone of support that failed, support that the support that worked, support that worked, support that failed, and here we are back into it. It's pivotal between this line and that line. I think there are sellers, so yes, you can make money, but I don't want to risk it. This is a crazy ticker, correct? Okay, let me see here. My computer is gonna spit on me. I have so many windows open and say, what are you doing, man? Update UNG. Sell to close. It could go higher, but running into resistance. All right, so what we're doing is we got to tell people to don't forget to lock in some profits, right? So where is UNG right now? %7 win. Okay, job done there. What does that mean, Wolf? Okay, this is where we have another tiny little arrow here, so hang in there. This arrow, look how well this arrow played out. This one, we put it this morning to illustrate how these two arrows can come to fruition. So let me walk you through what happened so far this morning. These two arrows were set based on a harmonic that showed up for us, and they played out perfectly. A couple people took advantage. And then I said you can short on the bounce or short on the breakdown. And on the bounce, I put these two arrows, and I said the path could be like this, and it played out. This is the ultimate goal if you can get it before the breakout. Okay, so if somebody trimmed a couple of times, they can try to stay in it for that. So trend level chasers, are chasing this red level here. I prefer to wait for the level breach. You know, this failure, this bounce, 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 bounce. And then there's this one just below it. So it's not going to be easy to get to here, and maybe they don't. I don't see like extreme weakness. There's no weakness in the internals, and if they take this out, I would stop out because they probably will shoot to 52. Nvidia reaching the top. Okay, so let me go here and look at whatever else is running. So this is a basket of hundreds of stocks. This is the IWM. I'm still asking what the hell was that? And that was 9 cents this morning. How much is it now? Where are we at? IWM. It's back down to 12. It went up to 16 at least. Tight range. Let's switch to SPY here. 30 seconds. There we go. Now we're in the trenches. Now we can see where we have sellers above and buyers below. They're ping-ponging. So if you're actively trading, you can try to do that. Whenever you get up here, you try to fade it by catching a put. Whenever you get down below, you try to catch a call and ping-pong inside this range until one of the two sides fails. Good morning. Looking at a strangle for Amazon put 95 and call 120 out 60 days. What do you think? I think you should make it shorter than 60 days. Somebody's asking me about a strangle in Amazon. So in case you don't know what that is, it's somebody who wants to trade the range in a violent way. So you say, I know Amazon is going to move big, up or down, I'm not sure. Let me take both sides and then try to make money. How much is it per contract? And let's go dissect that trade. First of all, I think it should be shorter in time because I think you're trying to play the earnings. So the earnings out 60 days, the move is going to be not violent enough. So how many, let's say you wanted to, okay, let me check on something. Okay, so you said 60, what contract is that? June? No, I know, but is that June? Yeah, that's the June contract, June 19th or whatever. Okay. You're going to pay $400 a contract. All right. So what I would do is instead, how is that 400? Oh, okay. I would do a tighter spread and shorter in time. Same amount of money though. So for example, if you were going to risk, so they were going to risk $420 to buy a June strangle. Strangle is when you buy a call and a put at the same time. So you need a big move. They said 95 and 120. Okay, let me go there. That's the question. What do I think of that? Let me tell you what I think of that. Okay, so both deltas are 20 or less. No, 20 on average. One is 24, one is 18. So delta of 20. I don't like that. That's too low and that's too slow. Too low and too slow. Too low and too slow. So you need to make it more extreme by just getting closer in time. So why not May? May 95 and that's May 19th. And May 110 or 115. May 95. I'll tell you why. It'll make it a faster trade, more explosive for the earnings, and don't risk more money. It's about the same price. It's 200, 400 and change. This way, if you get a move on earnings, it's going to be explosive. You might be able to make money quicker. But choose what you want. Depends on your situation. Yours is too low and too high. Like the deltas are too low and the trade is too slow. So I picked up similar delta to yours, only faster trade. So if we do get a move on Amazon in the next couple of weeks, you will experience an explosive win. But the move has to be big. Okay. Yeah, I'm not a fan of doing these, but it's definitely one way to do it. Trey, what do you think about a credit call spread? JP Morgan. I don't want to touch it. I was hoping it would crash so I can get my 60 cents back. Yes, it's good, Arlenis. It's fine. It's not for me, but let me check it out. Okay, somebody, history. In case you're joining us on YouTube, I recently lost money on JP Morgan because I didn't see the financial crisis coming. I saw the short opportunity, but I went cute and I sold a credit put spread as well, and then it fell apart. So credit call spread, let me address it. Delta 25, that's pretty aggressive. That's a lot of money. If you put a tight stop on it, I'm okay with that. 145, 150. I would be comfortable a little bit higher. If you can just move it a little bit higher, maybe even do a credit put spread if I made, oh my God. Or if you leave it that tight, put another tight credit put spread. But I wanted to go long on a dip because it's a good company and it did not deserve this dip. And, I mismanaged my own trade, but not the other people's trade. I told the other people to get out for a 12-cent loss, and I didn't. Okay. We're all chill. Let me know which one you take. Then I'll be invested emotionally. This way I will relieve the itch for me to do anything. In case you joined me late, updates to my account. Okay, so we'll make it interesting. We'll give a free week if somebody guesses something right. Okay. I closed Tesla. I closed UNG. Not because I think they're going to fall, just because I got profits quickly, and UNG is an insane ticker, and it's in this free fall. So I don't want to catch the fall part of the free part. So far today, the market is range bound. Now we've established the range. In a little bit, I'll tell you that we are at 80% odds of staying within that range. So what time is it? No, it's too early to say that. But after a certain period of time, I'll let you know that 95% of the time we stay within the range all day. And so you can trade the range, get active if you're actively trading. But if the range fails, so if they break through the upper end or the lower end, then they extend in that direction. They overshoot in that direction. And it's not very often. Last week they did. I am long the IWM, but it's not moving fast enough for me, and I'm a little intrigued with this one. I wonder if this is for today. If that's the case, there was a 9-cent call this morning to be bought at 79, and it went up to 16 or 17 cents. I don't know if it's worth my attention, but anyone else keep an eye on it. Let me know how it progresses. Let me see here. It's 12.5 cents now, and the delta is under 20. So it is not the obvious thing to happen. But that's a good thing to happen. Strengthen the IWM to pick up some slack from the NASDAQ. That's what we want. Some weakness in the NASDAQ and strengthen the IWM. That is pretty orderly. So here's a visual to the range we're talking about from somebody else that reached out. Apple puts. Stefan, if you're betting down on Apple, then you're just taking sides on how we will react to the earnings. Let's go on. Let's take out all these drawings here, whatever these are. 15 minutes. Apple puts. Okay, but you have to stop out. Mara and Riot coming up next. So if you lose this level, 163.5 in Apple, I think you come down. What is the Apple level? 155 is too low. So how much what is the delta, Stefan, on those 155? And I okay, I see where that idea is coming from. It's too cheap. Too cheap. So here's my advice. This is for everybody on YouTube. Stop dicking around with the cheap ass things. So if you want to buy the 155 put and you want to put $500 in it, take that $500 and put it in the put up here. If this is 10 of them to make up $500, take 1 or 2 puts up here for $500. These have better odds. These have no chance without a disaster in Apple. These could make money, and if not, you can change your mind in a couple of days and you won't be blown out. No problem. So this is what I would do. If that's the trade, I would move it the same dollar amount, take it from here, put it here. Better quality puts. Okay, Mara. This is coming from YouTube. First of all, let's zoom back in. If you're not part of the group, then you don't know that we are long crypto from the bottom. This candle, if it reverses completely, so if today's lows, if Mara closes on today's lows and tomorrow is lower, it probably goes down to like 850. And I am a bull on crypto in the long term. I'm not closing my crypto. I believe this one moves with crypto. If you're trading Mara for the crypto aspect, I urge you to use BITO, B-I-T-O. It's one-to-one to crypto, and it has no earnings. This one has earnings coming and all that junk. Also, Mara, all these are waiting sellers. So if you get up to here, all of the people stuck in losses that were 80% are going to get out. So it is downside. It's available. What do you call that? Overhead supply. Now let's talk shorter term. Momentum is with the buyer. They are buying dips. So from that perspective, you can say this is a dip they bought, dip bought, and if there's a dip, they will buy it. So into 10 short term would be better. Arguably, this was the target is 13, so they could come down to 1050 and come back to 13. The closer it is to 13 and 1350, the less I'm interested in it. Okay, and you have to pay attention to that weird candle from the last couple of days. That's Mara. Riot. If it's the same person asking for both, I would urge you to quit trading both and trade BITO. I promise you they're more fun and more stable. Riot might have earnings. So I urge you to, plus guess what? I own some BITO shares from the 10s, and they paid almost a 50% dividend last month. What? So happy. This is same comments on Mara. They're buying dips. It's how deep of a dip are they going to make before they get bought. And all of these are willing sellers. You have a gap up here. I mean, if Bitcoin rallies, here's the problem with Mara and Riot. They are stocks. They will fall with the stock market. Bitcoin, not necessarily. So Bitcoin has support below it, and you would need Bitcoin to rally 20% for that Mara gap to close, or Riot gap to close. Okay, so if I have winnings in both of these stocks, I would trim my longs. I'm not selling my crypto because that's my plan from the beginning. And I lock the coins and I'm staking them. I'm earning, quote, interest on them. So that's the deal. That is my comment. I would avoid trading those two because I want to avoid the drama from the companies. You know, they have variables. Every stock has variables. The fewer the variables, the more accurate you are in your calls. So Mara has the stock market variables. They are stocks of companies. They have the crypto variables as well. So any which way it has double the variables. Where if you just trade crypto, you're trading crypto variables and nothing but. So BITO, oh, and it has the will your, never mind. That third one doesn't apply tomorrow. Yeah, so somebody's asked me if BITO is a buying opportunity today. Well, it depends on active trader you are. If you are an active trader, maybe into this, but if you're looking to invest, it's not an obvious entry point, but you got to start somewhere. So if you're looking to take, say, $1,000 worth of risk on BITO, I would start 200, maybe. Okay, somebody asked earlier for Schwab. I'm jumping around because Mondays are busy and I'm getting requests from all over the place. Was it? Oh, I wish I saw it down earlier. So now it's up. I can say, what was the report? Did they say anything bad? Did they address the fact that they're going out of business or not? I wish I had caught the $48. I would have sold puts again. So let's go into Schwab. If you don't know, if you don't remember Schwab, we sold naked puts when the CEO told us that they bought millions of shares. Beat earnings, missed the revenue. That's fine, but they didn't address the cash flow situation or anything. Remind me of XPEV in a minute. Halted buyback. That's understandable. They're conserving their cash. Okay. And probably cut the dividend too. Do they have a dividend? Maybe that's another headline. They do have a dividend. Did they cut the dividend? Because if not, it's going to fall when they cut the dividend. Okay. There's nothing exciting. Divvy stay. They addressed it and they said they're keeping the dividend. Wow. Okay, so I would have to go to May and sell a $45 put to get 60 cents out of it. Let's see how much money they require. 450. So it's not inefficient that way in margin requirement, but I'm not too excited about it. I wish it was a red day. I'm going to wait. I don't love it. And that account has no losses in it, so I'm going to keep it pristine. I'm not going to do it. But it is tradable. I wish I saw it this morning. Somebody asked me about it. Schwab. How do you spell tradable? My fear is the div cut. Will they? Won't they? All right, YouTube people. Give me a ticker. Meanwhile, I had a ticker here earlier, XPEV. I'm not a fan of any electric vehicle company anymore except Tesla. Tesla is crushing the competition with its price wars. Yes. Okay, here's the deal with this stock. This is a 2-hour chart. You take this out, you can target up here, but look at how many peaks that failed. So it's going to be touch and go. What is this gap on here? Up 13% on something. Whatever it is, it's not for me. I would almost never chase a stock up 13%. I saw that order flow. I'm going one. If you look up above you, there was a request for XPEV. You're next. Okay, so not for me. Definitely not for me. Especially that, they make a good car, but they don't make money making the good car. Sales are down, trending down on the quarterly basis. No, not for me. If I want to risk some money on EVs, it's Tesla stock or nothing, because that's the only company that's making money on its cars. Okay, CSU. Wow, that's quite a move into, whoa, Jesus. So let me ask you this. What's your question here on CSU? What do you need? This is guys, when I'm talking about a ticker, hold off on your questions. You can put yourself in the queue, but just don't boom, 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 boom. So CSU. You're not asking me for permission to go long. No, I think you missed it. It's an incredible rally, a very good trend. If anything, you can probably try it as an investment. Okay. This is not an obvious. That's a nope for me. Not an obvious point of entry. NOPE. Not an obvious. So nope from here. In fact, I could say it this way: it's too high to chase and too hot to short. You could short it, or just wait for a dip. Where to? Maybe really $2,400 share. Yeah, at $2,400 or $2,250. If it has options, sell puts in it. If you want to own the shares, you might make $1 zillion. Does it have options? Goodness gracious, what is this? CSU. My platform goes, no, we don't stock expensive stuff. No, it's not coming up as a ticker, so nope, not coming up. That's bizarre. Anyway, it's not an entry point, not for an investment. I mean, where's the rush? You waited this long. Wait for a crash. Okay. Bill, you see calls on Uber. This is nothing I can do with it. So how about you give me more information? You see calls on Uber. There's calls on Uber all day, every day. If you have one specific call, tell me, hey, I see this. What does that mean? And I don't chase orders. So give me specifics so I can jump to it. All right, backing up. Rivian question mark. Stefan, Rivian question mark. What's up with Rivian? Okay, thank you. The wrong page. All right. Alternative to Tesla, they're not even in the same galaxy, those two. Rivian loses billions of dollars and Tesla makes billions of dollars, so no. The only profitable electric vehicle car company on the planet right now is Tesla. Period. End of story. Not one other company is making major car company is making money on EVs. Tesla is the only one making money, and it's going to crush the competition if they don't get their act together and finally admit to themselves, we are not ready to flip the switch to electric. With this battery technology, we are not ready. Okay, so this worked. This is not working. In order to take a long, because you're trading the range, you have to look left. You can do that, but down from here. If I'm trying to catch the falling knife, I would do it from here somewhere, right here. And let me see here. How can we make the stop be smart? Yeah, so not good risk reward because of the bounce area is so wonky. We do have support here, so you can go long with stops. This might happen, but like from here to maybe here. So this played out for somebody trading the range. If somebody took that information and ran with it, that's a good thing. Okay, Uber.
I can't reach the internet right now. Check your modem or router connection and try again.
How about you shut up? Thank you very much. I need to unplug it again. That thing behind me keeps answering when nobody's calling it. I said Uber, not Google. $33 calls for 5.5. Uber. Let's go check it out. 5.5. First of all, does it have earnings? May 2nd. So they're guessing on the earnings report. So I would not take a position through the earnings report. So yeah, there are 9,300 calls transacted where there were already 900 there. So okay, they're betting on earnings. If you feel lucky, you can go with them. What do they usually do on earnings? Spike and a drop. Spike and a drop. Spike. Drop. So that's 50-50. Perfect. I'd love 50-50 bets. No, I don't. I'm kidding. I don't. Google longs. You know what? It's not that deep of a dip. It's not that impressive. So let me check. Hey, YouTube people, you're boring me. Not the members, the non-members. Let's go. Okay, order flow. You're a member. You're not boring me. That you're making me too busy. 5 to 10 year gainers. All right. Google on a daily basis, this is not an entry point. Target should be 101 and change, maybe even 99 or 98. Yesterday, last week, Friday, I think Thursday and Friday, Google had 103.5 as a goal, as a target from us, and it finally hit it perfectly, but it still has more downside to go. So I think Google on a rally into 107, 108 will fail. So there's a chance that there are sellers in Google still, and if the market hiccups, they might do this. Maybe. And then I would go long. So it depends on your speed, Ryan. Depends on your speed. Cannabis, forget about it. Oh, you mean for Uber? If the legal cannabis business is shit, the delivery service for cannabis is going to be shit too. So no. Okay, that deserves a bell. A double bell. No. Uber, if indeed they're back to their old ways, they're trying to be Amazon, a business that aggregates businesses, and they will cut the losers right away. Last I checked, which was a couple of years ago, they had 9 or 13 businesses going already. I don't know what they have left. So if you want to invest in Uber for the long term, pursue that thesis. I did for a bit. I made money on it. I lost money first, but then made money after that. When it fell to 16 or 18, I sold a bunch of puts that caught me even and profitable when it went back to 50, and I got out. And I said, this CEO is unpredictable. He's not consistent. He yielded to Wall Street. Remember when they were the unicorn? Oh, you're spending too much. And then he said finally, oh, okay, I'll change my ways and I won't spend much. Bezos would never have done that. So that was like, okay, you're not Bezos, I'm out. So this arrow is working. So now we've nailed what? 2 sets of trades here. This almost played out. I would exit the short in the S&P today. In fact, I could sell a put spread now to catch this falling knife if I don't have one. 41.10 might do you well. 41.10. It is 41.34.7. And what time is it now? 7:47 a.m. my time. Okay, so yeah, 41.10 will get you 45 cents if you can. If not, you have to step up to 41.15, which is kind of scary given these days. But if you're trying to catch the falling knife without spending money out of pocket, that would be it. That CSU stock has an incredible rally trend going, so I wouldn't short it. But as an investment, I'm not going to invest into that level, it's not my style. Inverse head and shoulders here, that would guarantee you 41.38 if they can just make a tiny little high here. Okay, so that tiny little high here, that guy could get you to here, to at least this candle right there. Let's see, and finish the job of that arrow. Okay, so if you bought calls based on this setup and you have 10% profits, I would exit. Nick, can I advise on Etsy? Earnings on 428. Okay, so Ryan Otto, I will never say yes to a credit put spread into earnings. Why would you want to do that? I'll tell you why wouldn't you want to do that. They don't pay you extra for selling a credit spread into earnings. They put you in extra risk and they don't pay you extra. You want it for this week. What if they pre-announce? The setup is okay. 30 cents is too risky. No, you probably have an 80% chance of success. But if you're okay taking the risk on pre-announcement, that's fine. You're welcome. See if there's an iron condor you can do. Let me look at the chart. Meanwhile, get ready to book your profits on this one if you got calls. Etsy. It's a good investment start. Like if you wanted to own X shares of Etsy, you want to take 20% of those shares now for the long term, you could. The concept is great. I love this concept. I love the fact that they empower people to have their own business right away as a side gig. This is the gig economy. Yeah, I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. But you have to know how they react on earnings, and it's a crapshoot. We have one pop, one drop, one pop, one drop, 50%. Again, I love those. No, I don't. I don't love those. They're no bueno. All right, there we go. Sellers right here. I would exit my longs. If I got long here, I would exit my longs here. So that's the third, fourth setup that plays right for active traders. I'm not that guy, but we can do it. Larry King. We've got Larry King in the house. Is that you? Is that your picture? Good grief. Why don't you do a couple of push-ups, man? I have not been able to replicate my 69.5. Wait, we've gone over. Aren't we live long? What time did we go live? 7? Yeah, 7. So never mind. We have not gone over. I'm going to issue a challenge. See if you can stump me live on YouTube. Bring your charts, your tickers. What are we trading? Beans, sardines. Okay, this played out. Get out. Get out. This is a perfect set. So I wouldn't go short here. Why? Because you're in the middle of the range. If you buy a put, you're assuming lower, although it could play out because of the harmonic. If you go long, you're assuming higher. So okay, close or not to close. I did not check on it today. Let me check on it today. close. It's more than 50%. If you need a win, it's more than 50%. I believe we collected 60 cents to open, thereabouts. I see 24 cents to close, and it expires in 4 days. If you did 10, at least close half. So that was a good win. What else is working for me today? Home Depot. I didn't even remember I had a Home Depot. Palantir is working, barely. Shopify, okay. Shopify, you need to close that as well. It ends in 4 days. It's at 35. Twilio close. Twilio is unforgiving, okay? So if it goes sour, it goes sour. And it's not gonna give you a chance to get out easily. So who did I give this to? I can't remember. There it is. I'm going to close it. Close it. Closed on 04/17/2023. Closing price is 0.05. I can't believe this thing doesn't do math to tell you how much you profited. I have to do the math manually. The logging software. Okay, closed. I get an invoice from the Geek Squad. Yeah, not for me. Click here for the PDF instructions. Yeah, I think not. Oh, okay. Are you a prince? Okay, so this harmonic played out again. Now, the short, if they lose this one, they come down to here. So if you want to retry the long, you can. So basically replicate that order. TLT, I told you I wanted to short it the other day, so that was a good thing. Continuation in the drop, the gap on daily or bounce from your thoughts. Yeah, thank you, Doc. I appreciate it. Let me go to the TLT here and expand it. It deserves it. So, folks on YouTube, in case you're not a member, it came up as a short because of logic. I said available, and it was available again. And I think the TLT might fall a lot more. But here's the problem. I can't believe that either will happen. Because if the TLT is crashing, rates are spiking to high heaven, which means Powell's going to be raising rates a lot, which means the economy is going to take off and the stock market is going to take off. Kind of a weird scenario. I don't know why it would happen. The alternative, if it breaks out, because it does have a breakout looming, and a lot of people bought calls, and I said I wouldn't, because that means that Powell is cutting rates. And why would he be cutting rates? Because there would be a disaster in the stock market. So here's my thesis. What if the reaction to the earnings this season is disastrous and the market drops 10% and Powell says, okay, we need to cut rates like he did in 2018? Then the TLT will break out. Until then, I would trade the range. Assume there's a seller at 110 and there's a buyer at 99 or 98. And my advice on the TLT, if you make a bet and you make money the first day, exit. It rarely leaves you time to enjoy and sip on the winnings. Stick and move. Stick and move. That's the big picture. If you want closer time frames, there's your buyer. Stop out if you're long. If you take longs here, stop out below here. Hopefully that helps. If not, let me know. I can elaborate. So if you took another call here, you're probably going to find sellers here. So you might have some sellers in this area here. AMD. Awesome. I love this. Love it. Bring it. That's because I went and tweeted again. I said, come stump me. Apparently they like to stump me. All right. So AMD is falling not as a surprise. This is 50% of that last extension. A little bit more if considered this one. Covered this weakness here. Triggered this one, maybe that one. So what's going on is they are selling rallies in this period of time. So if you respect that, then you can assume that every rally is being sold for now. So if you avoid falling prey to that, what do I mean? You can get long into this support zone. There's support. Let's take this out and put it here. I don't remember what that box was. We're just reusing it. There's support right there. So if you get long in here and you get a rally, I would exit until they beat one prior failure. Where is that going to be? I don't know. This is pretty good support. But remember, this is a segment that has rallied way too much, especially NVIDIA. Okay, you do have short-term support, but I would book profits quickly on AMD. If I'm long, I'm not exiting now. If I'm looking to get long, it's tactical, not an investment. So I'll do another 15 minutes, I think, if I get permission on YouTube. Any more tickers? YouTube peoples? New YouTube people? KRE, JDM trades. Would I short the KRE? You know, this is a special circumstance. Short the KRE? No, because it just collapsed. I don't like to short something that just collapsed, especially when that something was under threat, that threat is no longer there. So it's above support from 2020. I'm not sure I understand your question. It's back in 2020 support. So remember, this area here was because the world was going to hell in a handbasket and it was closed, all of it. So in fact, I can assume that there's a strong buyer below on the KRE and I could sell some puts in it, which I may do this week. All right, Mike G. Good to see you. This is so cool. I get to see some people I never do because on YouTube, you guys, you have your profiles. Haha. IWM. Okay, so we're watching the IWM for its. Whoa, there you go. Book it. Book it. Or if this is your second set, wait to see what they do here. We're back into the middle. You buy a call now, you're guessing. You buy a put, you're guessing. But if you just wrote a call from down here the second time, you can leave runners to see if they can break out of here and get to here. For me, if I won, I'm out. Get long in here. So maybe they do this. Maybe they do this and they stop here and come out, struggle, come out, boom. Maybe they do that. Okay, IWM. This is the IWM. I don't know what that was. That's not a late settlement. So I think it's creeping towards it. IWM this week needs to break out of 180, and if it does, then all indices are a positive trend. Right now, this one is trying to get out of a really dark hole. That's the 3, 4, 5 day swing trade. I love to see strength today hold, especially if weakness holds in the other ones. So it's robbing the QQQ from bids, that's what we want. You want them to sell A to buy B. That's a healthy market. Sells A to buy B. And that's what's going on. All right, somebody's asking for Disney Win. I haven't traded Win in a long time, to be honest. They turned into headline stocks from China. Does Win have stuff in Macau? So from a daily chart, this is not an obvious entry point. Also from a daily chart says if it goes above 117.5, it could explode to 132. So it's hard to short, but it is the right trade. I would fade this rally against the prior fails and stop out if the fails are taken out. Right here on a 2-hour basis, it's stuck in the middle of the range. If I buy a call or I buy shares, I'm assuming this will happen. If I buy a put, I'm assuming this will happen. Neither should happen. So ping pong inside of here. You have a head and shoulders in the making here if you are that kind of person. If you trade sideways head and shoulders, which I don't, I rather trade levels. So this could happen. It could be drawing the right shoulder. Okay, so you can short it based on that thesis. So the way I would say it, the way I would draw it, I would say, okay, maybe they don't break out of here and they do this, and then they challenge this area. And if they challenge this area, that could bring pain. Now, where is the earning? May 10th. So earnings are coming soon. Do they pre-announce? I don't know. A breach of this, I told you, will launch it, and a dip is buyable at different levels. Nope, it's مثل العادي يا سعادة. It's rinse and repeat. Wow, this is pretty amazing. Well, buy calls. Write it another time. Buy calls here. Maybe you get to 412.5, 412.4. You're welcome, DC. Absolutely. DC. Macy's Iron Condor. Wow, that's pretty aggressive. Let me answer Disney first and then Macy's. I'm going to say no, maybe, the Macy's, but we'll see. I'm game. See if you can find out strategy and thesis or whatever. Okay, not strategy, thesis. Disney stuck. Look at it. So if I were to put a box on Disney right here, this is my box. Trade this range in Disney. Buy the dip below here and chase the rip above here. Otherwise, just trade the range on a 2-hour basis. Let's go on a 30-minute basis. The range, there's another range inside of the range. So you have a failure here at 101.25 and a buyer here. Now, listen, that I bet you Disney will move big time on Netflix. So if you want to indirectly play Netflix earnings, you can play Disney. I don't know why, but that's it is. Oh my gosh. Okay, book your calls. I mean, what is it? Does it get any easier today? It doesn't get easier today. If you're swing trading today, hello, it does not get any easier. That's crazy talk. That trade you have in front of you has worked 1, 2, 3 times in a row. Yeah. So Macy's next. Iron Condor. Okay. Is there that much money into it? Yeah, sure. You're okay doing an Iron Condor. They report earnings in May, so it's doable. Just make sure you realize that if they lose trend, they're going to come down to 16 or 15.5. At which point I would probably sell naked puts in it. All right, we have messages. Oh my Lord. Okay, First Solar, short it with No, I'm kidding. Don't short it. So First Solar has no resistance right now. That is near term, if ever. It has it from ever, but near term it has no resistance. It'll be an ultimate short. So if you want to short the stock, put diagonals, put calendars would be the only way I would do it. The crash for the stock is going to be phenomenal eventually, but when, right? So let's look at the financials here. The income statement on an annual basis. It's not growing. The net income, hit and miss. The quarterly, okay, the last 3 quarters are doing well. I think people are, I don't know what they're chasing here. Anybody? Cash flow from operations, it's positive. So that's the only major difference I see. What happened here? How did the cash flow from operations jump that much in 1 quarter? How did this happen? So this is the game changer for Tesla. That's when Tesla went to the roof, through the roof, to the moon. When that number changed, do not short it. As tempting as it is, let it go. That is a game-changing number. I don't know why the cash flow from operations is super big. Is it a one-time thing? Look into it. That is a pretty phenomenal thing. So be careful. It's not cheap. Look how expensive it is. Price to sales, it's never been this expensive. What is that? If you buy the stock now, you're giving it almost 9 years worth of credit for its full year sales. So that's the deal with that one. I wouldn't short it. It's too high to short. Okay, so I'm going to end the YouTube. So if you have a last minute ticker on YouTube, hit me. Members, you don't have to. You have me all day. If you're not members, subscribe to the channel on YouTube and hit the bell, because then you would be alerted when we go live again, which will probably be in a couple of days. Fortinet. I don't know much about it. That's a strong pattern. May 4th earnings, so be careful. Short term, you do have a pivot around 66. Maybe you do have supports there. Is that a ticker, a DOL? Head and shoulder-ish pattern. I think I like it better around 66, if not 65. If you short it up here. If it bounces up here, you can buy a put to see if you get that move. If you buy calls here against these supports, that's fine. It's an active trade. I would exit into those and leave runners maybe. DOL. I don't know what DOL is. Oh my gosh. Okay, I don't do well with these things, so I bet you this will go with the market flow. Technically, on the daily, this is a bearish setup. It's better into 44. It may even get to 41 in the next couple of months. You have sellers above 50 or above. So if it comes to 50, it's shortable. Just make sure you know what's in it. Okay, these things are, I don't know, they come and go. Just make sure you know what's in it. Message Doc about that. So I don't have JDM. Snow, keep or close. Okay, so we're long Snow via a trade from recent. Keep or close. Let me double check. I did not look at mine today. Keep. It's profitable, but not a lot. Just leave it. It's working. Unless you have too many longs, then don't keep. It's always good to trim. I trimmed a lot. Fortinet. It does have support, but look at the size of that head and shoulders on Fortinet. If we wake up one day and Fortinet is at 121, 122, don't go, what the hell? It could happen. Look at the size of it. That's the head. Let's give it from here. So 149 to say 138. $9. Oh yeah, what did you ask? Somebody asked for snow. DHR. No, Fortinet already answered. Alex, thank you. I don't recognize an Alex. Are you a member of the live room? Danaher, not an obvious entry point. The bear, this red thing is bearish. It could take you to 249, maybe even 247. So be looking to buy the dip rather than chase the rip here. A breach of this recent high will probably get you to 260, but for now, I think they're buying dips, and you might get a dip that takes you down to 248 or 248 and a half. Not shortable, but I wouldn't start longs without real good reason. Not yet. High five, Alex. And here I am. I almost cut you off, Alex. All right, we're going to have to close up the YouTube session so we can go about our business and make millions of dollars on the subscriber side. Look at this another time. Get calls and exit. Get calls and exit and get calls and exit. See, it's got a rhythm to it. You can play music to it. BK to go long. Brookstone? Who is BK? Blackstone? The Bank of New York Mellon. Oh, good grief. Okay, so I don't know. You tell me. Are they in danger of going out of business, or is this a oh, they haven't reported yet? What the hell? But this is not State Street. Down 7% on pace for largest percent decrease. Yeah, but what is it? Why is it falling? Let me know. You don't want to jump on banks like that. Reach out via email, JDM, or reach out to Doc, whichever is easier for you. From my end, oh, that's great, Pat. I appreciate the feedback. That's good feedback. Smash the like button. Come on, 57? Really? Smash. I love saying that. Okay, back to what we're watching. There you go. People selling it. Thank you. So here, check this out. Now we have a range inside of a bigger range that we had earlier. So the range is tightening. The middle of the range at some point will take hold, and that's around 412.3. So next time it gets there, let's see if sellers show up. If that's the case, then they might want to breach the low end. The vice versa has not happened, where if they go to the upper end and they hold half, they might want to breach the upper end. Make sense? I'll let you know. JDM, if you go to that website I just gave you, you can here, email me, if not Doc. It's Nick or Doc at Simple Stocks. Or Doc at same. Whoop. Oh no, Daniel, I wish you hadn't done that. But that's okay, because we're ready to sign off. I am looking at selling. No problem. I appreciate the help. Just next time, don't do that. Let me know first. How about that? I totally appreciate the help. selling Amazon 80 naked put for June. I don't mind. See, Mark, I don't mind that either. But don't go all in. Okay, just lighten up a little bit this time, because of my fear of that negative number. It might cause a disaster, and I think it would be a disaster reaction. It should be a disaster reaction if it comes out. Okay, so if you want to buy a put now, see if they hold halfway. If they hold 412.3, then they might want to come back and bust out and get that full thing going. Remember, this thing is still playing out. They just haven't done it yet. So we had 1, 2, 3 runs, 2 bearish runs, and 1 bullish run that may still be playing out. This is a crazy day. This is a trader's paradise. Coolio. All right, later. We are all going to get out. So, thank you for coming. We are switching back to You're welcome, Katie. Absolutely. Wednesday we might do the same, but we need you in the live room if you're not a member already. That's the point. Come into the live room. 300 and some people. Oh, wait. Before you leave. I knew you wouldn't believe me. So I can prove it to you that we are 300 and some people. Where is my OBS? There he is. Live chat. Boom. Look, 300 people. 304 people. You see that at the top? It'll pop. There's like a 3-second delay, right? Oh, wait. I need to send it. Transition. How do you do that? Oh, dang it. I forgot. Never mind. Studio mode. There we go. Transition. Anyway, trust me, there are 304 people. There it is. No? Never mind. They're there. They are there. All right. We're going to end this stream in very abruptly. You're welcome. This is how we usually end it. Saying rudely goodbye in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bye.